Welcome to another episode of the Married Game Podcast with a voice you trust when it comes to lust. We are who you hire when she lacks desire. We know we're excited when we get a boner, but your wife doesn't understand why you have no friends and you're a loner. Let's begin.
Woo!
All right, let's begin.
That was good.
Thank you very much. So all you have to do is bang my knee and I'm awake.
I bang my knee.
Oh, dude. Okay, so we did the Tribal Leader Workshop last week, Thursday, Friday. Spent the weekend with some guys, and this topic keeps coming up over and over and over again about men being alone, men feeling alone, men not having friends. And most of them had friends before they got married. Mm-hmm. Then when they get married, they spend all their time with their wife and then their kids and then their job. And they basically are saying, who's got time for that investment? Mm-hmm. The shocker for me, though, was how much of them felt guilty for having fun. Mm-hmm. Guilty for, I mean, it was just like, how am I supposed to have fun? Okay, so there's a couple things that shocked me that I want to get into, and there's a couple of things that they thought that the wives thought that I wanted your perspective of. And then we have a new segment where we can just talk all sorts of fun shit about everything. And I got a funny question for you today. Are you ready for all this?
I guess so.
Well, did you hear about the man who was sitting on the airplane and there was a hot lady that was going to sit down? Do you want to hear it?
Yes. Go.
Do you know it? Should I say it?
No.
You don't know it?
I know it's a joke. That's why you're all serious. I can already see it all over your face.
All right. So this hot lady comes walking down the aisle. There's a seat next to his and he's hoping she sits down, and she does. And he says, of course, like every guy says, business or pleasure? And she says, business. And he goes, oh, doing what? She goes, I'm giving a keynote speech over at the Nymphomaniacs convention. He's like, wow, on what? She goes, well, I bust a lot of the myths. So like, most believe that the African American is the most well endowed, but it's actually not true. It's the Native American. The longest lover actually isn't the French, it's actually the Mexican, and the most romantic is actually not the Spanish, but it's the Southern redneck. And she goes, I feel awkward telling you all this, and I don't even know your name. And he says, oh, my name is Tonto Gonzalez, but my friends call me Bubba.
Gotcha.
So with that being said, if you guys are Tonto or you guys are Gonzalez and you want to get more Bubba, we are going to dive right in. Here's what shocked me. This is what shocked me. For one of the guys were like, what do I do with these guys? Mm-hmm. When I talk about, hey, get some guys together, have something like, what do I do? I go, well, the simple question was, what do you like to do? Mm-hmm. And that's where the wheels kind of came off the tracks for some guys, because like, shit, it has been a long time since I've actually taken time to go do anything for myself.
How do you think that happens? Why do you think that happens?
Well, here's what they said. These are the three things that that they believe their wives believed or had said, but it was actually more of a narrative in their head that their wife haven't even said. So the first one was, if I go spend time with my friends, my wife's going to think, hey, why aren't you spending time with me? Mm-hmm. The second one is, if I go spend time with my friends or create anything with my friends, then my wife's going to feel like, why aren't you spending time with your kids or your family? And the third one was, why can't I come? A lot of the things that you're doing, I really enjoy doing as well. Mm-hmm. So as a woman, hearing that a guy would think that his wife is thinking those three things, what is she actually thinking?
Well, the first is, why aren't you spending time with me instead of your friends? I mean, because has he spent enough time with her where she feels like, no, like you need time with your friends? Probably not.
Do you think most women think that their men need time with their friends?
No.
They don't.
I don't think most women. I think a lot of women say, no, that is done, and we're your friends, we're your family, and that's chopping off his balls. Oh. I think a lot of women do that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And another one like, well, what are you going to do with your friends? Are you going to go look at girls? Or are you going to like all that too?
Oh, look at you bringing in the insecure part too.
Yeah.
So the lack of time and insecurity, keep going.
I think how they feel this way is, subliminal, how do you say that?
Subliminal. But I like how you say it better.
Statistics, I can't say that either.
Subliminal. I'm just thinking of blippy sandwiches now with all this. Go ahead.
Okay, so those kind of messages put on him, like in a way like, oh, you're doing that today? Oh, kind of like she's putting guilt on him. So I think a lot of women do that as well.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, that'd be great if you hang out with your friends. Can we also schedule some time for us to hang out? No one says that.
Yeah.
They're just like, well, why are you hanging out with them again? What about us? I don't want the kids again, or has he taken the kids and she's only had the kids and then he dates her, he dates his friends. Like, well, have you taken the kids off her hands? Like, so I don't think they've put into works like all the scheduling. So everyone feels like they've had enough, like it's good.
Yeah. Do you think wives are extra clingy when they say that?
Well, yes. And I just think it's like insecurities just projected out.
But the answer, you believe, the solution is if a guy actually is making deposits into a wife, spending time and banking time and actually enjoying and treating her like he likes her, then she'll be like, she would actually want him to go spend time with his friends or be more open to it?
More open to it.
Is it because most women, the modern man has practically no friends? Do you think that women are that's just what they believe is now normal?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah. And it's
like, no, we're your people now. We're your friends. Like, it's just me and the kids.
But
then you met him a certain way, and then you're chopping off his balls and then he's just wimpy and just says yes to everything and doesn't have a backbone. And like, nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So I think they should realize like, no, let him be a man. Let him go do his thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, so that's the one, spend more time with me. The solution is that just actually be intentional and consistent with your time with your wife. And most guys don't break out of that because they don't want to upset their wife. They're too afraid to upset her, not realizing that polarity actually creates the tension.
Yep.
And then I'm going to say what I heard today, and I think it's really interesting. And I can't remember, this guy's famous for something, I can't remember what. Oh, I think it was the guy who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are For Venus, or something like that. And he said, if the ability for a woman to emasculate a man is a man giving it up one little inch at a time. And he gave an example, and I thought it was interesting. I'm going to bring it up and see what you think about this. Okay. And he went and put a tie on that he liked. And she goes, oh, no, not that tie. That doesn't go with this tie. And he goes, okay. And so he puts on the new tie. He doesn't really give a care what tie he has. If she likes it, then it's the one, right? Yeah. So he goes through again, does it again, and she does it again for the second time. Then the third time he goes to do it, and he doubts himself, which tie? So he has to come to her and go, hey, which tie? And he says it happens almost automatically to a man because now he can't trust his own inner voice because she questioned it and he gave in. Wow. That's small. This is why sometimes like when I'm like about my thing and you're like, what about this? It's not because
that's what I'm like thinking. I always do that to you. Like, no, this looks better.
And what do I do?
Well, sometimes you listen, sometimes you don't. Yeah. And that's fine for me.
Sometimes you struggle with that I just go,
don't wear sweats to a meeting situation.
Sometimes I just go, hey, thank you for your opinion.
Which was a huge fight, by the way, in the very beginning. Huge fight.
Yeah, well, that was years ago. We're beyond that. But here's the thing, is even that energy is what I believe most men are missing. And when they cut themselves off from their friends, they only have their wife to actually bank their opinion on, to which they become dependent on her opinion without even knowing it. And then when she goes, we're not doing that, I'm not going there, you're not doing this, then it automatically falls in and goes, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah. Wow. That blew my mind.
I'm watching. This is why I'm so bullish on getting men to come out here and teach them how to get friends again. Yes. Because I'm realizing that most concepts that I tell a man, a lot of times they're the first times he's heard them. Yeah. And yet they're what me and my friends talk about all the time. It's just second nature. If you were to say something else, we'd be like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Yet most men, when they come in from Married Game or Ascend or whatever, when they finally come in and get to know how it really works, they just go, oh shit, like you guys think for yourself. There's a way you operate, but you're a team. Yeah. But Keith doesn't just be like, hey, what do you think looks good? Like I'm some dumb fucking Cabbage Patch doll you get to dress up every day. Mm-hmm. I'm a man doing my thing, going about my dream and pursuing my task. Yes. And you are blessed to be with me and I'm blessed to be with you. Like that's the energy. So I just, it boggles me. Let's go to the kids one. What do you think?
That makes me think for a woman too, like she kind of loses herself in a different way as a man, but you know, if I only dress for you, or if I only got dressed for you, like I need my life too.
And I want you to have your preferences. Yes. Like I like it when a girl does her thing because I just
Yeah.
go, that's so cute. She's doing her thing. Like I like hippie chicks. I think they're cool. I don't necessarily like the way they smell all the time,
Right.
but I just think that there's these free flowing
Yeah.
hippie girls that like have dreads and like a bandana that holds their dreads up. And I just kind of think that's kind of epic. But then there's
'Cause they're
like
just
people
doing their
that are,
thing, right?
but then, I'm a sucker for a girl in a pantsuit. You know what I mean? So like
Or some bows and flowers, right?
yeah, all day, every day. But it's this energy of, I want you to express who you are, because the more pure you are, the more potent. The more pure you are, the more potent you are.
Right.
And the more potent you are, the more powerful your attraction sends off, that I'm more attracted to. So if you only had an opinion that was based off of my preferences, I would then believe that you don't have your own opinion. And this is what we're actually talking about, is the concept of polarity.
Right.
The concept of polarity means that we're not the same. We think differently, but out of respect, we come to each other and go, tell me what's going on with you. And this is another thing. Like, okay, so somebody told me this. They're like, you don't seem to be bothered by what anybody believes about what their religion is, what their structure of marriage is, and you don't seem to care what they think about yours.
You're not convincing them.
How I go, I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to
Exactly.
convert anybody to any thing,
To your thing.
to
only.
my thing.
Or else that's it. Like, it's like your way or the highway. Like,
It's like, why do you think people get so worked up about monogamy?
I don't know.
It's just why would anybody care what anybody does in their bed?
I don't know.
I know you don't know. Like, it's foreign
It literally,
to you.
yes.
I
don't know.
I know where I came from, which was like
Yeah.
I came from what the American Christian church is like, I call it the fake religion, because it's not really what the Bible teaches. But like, from there, we have this view, erroneously taught, that it's just it's supposed to be this way. So everybody who violates it are these crazy heathen wildlings.
Yeah.
Yet, so I know where I got it from, but you were just
No,
like,
I never had that.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, you just don't care.
Well, even growing up, my friends were like, "Oh, your parents swing, huh?" Like, and I don't know if they did or did. Well, I kind of know a little bit more now, right? My mom has told me things, but they just had a good relationship, but they were just crazy and wild, and so like I already had that in my head all the time, like, leave my parents alone or whatever. They're still together, like, so I just didn't care.
You know what's interesting to me is, if I ever hear about anybody's relationship, my first thought is never to judge them. My first thought is, if I think what they're doing might be interesting or cool or wild or whatever, I always like to think about like, I wonder what the benefit of that is. Or like, there's people that choose certain things for a certain reason.
Right.
I'm always curious why. And if there's
Why?
a piece of that I don't understand, I'm only 46. How, like
we don't know everything right now.
how could I?
Right.
It's impossible.
Right. I
So-
love learning about other people's relationships too and how they work.
But it's this energy that people are so judgmental about shit that it's none of their business, but they are. But it bleeds. These people that believe this are married. What that means is they're married to a dude that has certain appetites and desires that they are in denial that exist in this animal. And so because they are in denial about it and they don't want that to encroach on their doorstep, they're afraid of it, they'll demonize it. We do this with everything.
Sure.
Not just monogamy, not monogamy. It's black, white, Christian, Catholic.
Yeah.
What cult are you a part of? Are you not a part of? But what the almost interesting thing to me is, I've always just, whenever I see anything, I always look back and go, how would this benefit my relationship? Like, I'm always using these as clues to how to get better for my life. I could care less what happens to your life, unless you're coming here to say,
Right.
how do I get my life better like yours?
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. And then the third one is, did we get about the kids? Did
No,
we
you
talk
said
about,
no. The
Okay.
kids.
Okay, what about the kids?
I think it's the same answer.
Same
I
answer,
think it's
okay.
for all of them. It's just like they haven't prioritized their schedule well enough where everyone feels fulfilled enough. Because priority is your family first, right? Your wife first, of course. But priority is yourself as well. So if she's getting mad at you and you still have prioritized all that time with your kids, your wife, and you still want to hang out with your friends, she's still putting that on you. I mean, I don't think that's very nice. That's when he should stand up for himself and be like, look,
Yeah.
You know, I need my time too.
Yeah.
I actually felt guilty for having my own time for a long time. And like to hang out with my mom or to go, you know, dancing with a friend or whatever. Like I felt really guilty about it because Jovi was a little bit younger and to leave you. So I think maybe it's their own guilt too, somewhat. I felt guilty.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't now, but
They call it mom guilt.
yeah, that mom guilt's real.
Some guys are like, I would never let my girl go on a girls' night, or
Yeah,
a girls'
why?
trip, and whatever. And it's like,
Don't you trust her? Don't you love her?
that,
Like what?
That the part I don't get.
I don't get that either.
It's
Oh, there was another one. Sorry, I just remembered.
say it.
It was I want to go too.
And I want to go to. And that's number 3. Yeah.
And I have FOMO like a mother.
You feel this, right? Because
I really feel that.
Feel this.
I do feel that. But I also
you're
am
basically
logical, right?
Because you're
like
a guy stuck in a girl's body.
I mean, well, somewhat. I love being a girl. But I do feel like I like to do things you do as well. And like if you go like speaking or something, like I want to support you, I want to be there. It's fun to travel together.
Yeah.
So like I get FOMO for sure. But I don't go to every single one. And that's fine with me as well.
Okay.
I'm just logical about it.
Yeah. So those are the 3 things that guys, they thought that they wouldn't. But in reality, if she's getting enough time with him and the kids are feeling loved and supported and stewarded and mentored by their father, and he does bring her to some of the things, what does a wife then think about her husband at that point in time when he has a good friend group? Tell us as a woman.
Oh.
You're the only one here in the room.
Well, now that you have a good friend group, now that you have, you know, prioritized your schedule, me, Jovi, like everything in your life, and then I look at you and hang out with your friends, like I freaking love it now. I absolutely love it. I love to hang out with you guys. I like when you go. I like when you come back revived. You have like this spunk and energy about you. Like I think it's extremely attractive that you're a leader of this men's group and helping other men, but they're also helping you in a lot of ways too. 100%. And it keeps you accountable in a lot of ways, not just like with your body, but your brain and your business. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, that's the thing that most men don't actually understand, that if they had that, their life would be so much different, and they won't be second guessing their ties. Or that this was another crazy thing that pops up in our work that I was not expecting. And that is this line where I teach guys, don't ask your wife what she wants to eat. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Just go, hey, do you want to go here? Do you want to go here? And almost every wife says back to their man, because they constantly comment this in our group. They're like, dude, man, this simple, just giving her 2 options. She like really loved it.
Like
it was
a
like
child.
I wasn't even ready for
like
this.
Like a child. You know how you do that with kids too? Don't give them all the options in the world. Just pick a couple.
Hey, you want this or this?
Yeah.
And it was such a simplistic thing that when I hear these simplistic, very simple things, you're like, whoa. I didn't know you were getting stuck there. This is illuminating to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we gotta shed some light on the modern man almost has no idea how to get a friend, how to keep a friend, or what to do with a friend. And it's like, dude, our entire species as a man for almost ever has had dudes around them that all cause this, I want to be better tomorrow than I am today. There's just, if you're void of that energy, your wife is ruling you and she hates it. So are you ready for a new segment?
Well, I want to say a good place to go find, I think, a friend, a guy friend, a girlfriend, a couple's friend would be when you go to events. When you go to events, these are all people that want to be better. They're all in the mindset of growing. And this is where we found a lot of our friends that we have. So I think that was a really fun place to find friends.
Yeah. And even more so in alignment with that, we went to live events of stuff that was really interesting to us, so that we found people that were interested in the exact same thing, geeking out on the same thing, and have the mentality of, I'm at this level right now, but if I go and seek those who are ahead of the path, I can become this level.
Right.
So everybody has this growth mindset.
Yeah.
We found some of the greatest people we've ever met in those environments. So that's a really great place to start.
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
Okay.
Segment time.
Bum, bum, bum.
Your turn to finish. Take turns finishing the sentence on the card. All right, so how this is going to work is I'm going to answer a question off of my card, and then you're going to answer a question off of your card. So, number 1, I know I'm being the man she needs when... I know I'm being the man she needs when... there is there's like a look of contentment and joy in your eye. That's what I notice.
Like when you do what? Just give an example.
Oh, if I do acts of service without asking, you love that. But just...
And how's my face like?
Yeah, but more important, I think I know I'm being the man she needs when everything's just taken care of.
Yeah.
So there's various contexts to that, but ultimately when you know you're being taken care of in thoughtful ways, I would say that. Yeah.
Okay, my number 1. Ready?
All right.
I feel safest in our relationship when he takes care of all the things. When I feel safe.
Give a couple examples of what those things are, because they're going to interpret it as whatever their interpretation is, but tell them what you think it is.
Just like a small example. Like I know a lot of women say they love being passenger princess, like when they travel, right? When like there's a hotel, the timing, and we get to the airport, like everything's like I just hop in basically, you know? And you're like, okay, it's over here. Like I feel so good to just not think for a minute.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
I love it. Number 2, I create safety in our marriage by showing her first thing coming to my brain is I create safety in our marriage by showing her I planned.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, number 2. When he leads with calm confidence, I love it. Especially calm confidence. No, I freaking love that because there's such a like manly aspect to a calm confidence. So I love it.
We're throwing cards around. She loves us so much, she's throwing a party. All right, number 3.
Okay.
When my wife's energy is off, I take charge by asking questions.
Yes. That was good. Number 3, the way he wins me over after an argument is... this is embarrassing because I already know. Okay, I'm the worst. I just admit, I'm the worst at going up to you first. So I freaking love and I need, and I get it out of this relationship, is for you to come up to me first and start the conversation because I'm immature that way. So go ahead. Facts, is that true? Go.
Even in conflict, I lead by staying calm and naggy. No, I'm just kidding. Calm and emotionally regulated.
Yeah, and ask questions, right?
Ask questions, yeah. Calm and curious.
Yeah.
Even in conflict, I lead by staying calm and curious. Mm-hmm. That's the best. And I'm going to go off on a tangent here because you guys like tangents.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I do.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this other than I dove into shadow work and emotional regulation of my system, regulating my emotional system.
Yeah.
And the best example I can think of is 2 weekends ago, we were out with a bunch of our friends. And normally when we're out dancing on the dance floor, we are dancing. That's all we're doing. This one was kind of a rare one-off that it wasn't exactly that. And you weren't real thrilled with how much time we spent on the dance floor. And I understood it. In the past, I probably would have felt like I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And I would have responded that way.
I know.
But totally. This time, I wasn't in trouble because I know what happened.
Yeah.
And I agreed with you. If I was in your shoes, I would feel exactly the same you were.
That felt good.
But because you'd had some drinks, you repeated the story often.
Oh, yeah.
But each time, I remained as curious as the first time and agreeing with you.
Well, I remember it felt good to get it all out.
And what, do you remember what I said?
No.
Yeah. I said, hey, tell me again, though. Make sure you get it all the way out.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Get it all out.
It felt good. It felt good.
You know why?
What?
I wasn't in danger.
Right.
I was experiencing you having an experience, and I didn't have to. I wasn't in trouble. I wanted the exact same thing you wanted that night, but something curtailed that.
Sure.
And it was all good things, but it left you
in my right mind should have asked what was going on.
Yeah, but guess what?
Well, we woke up and we were fine.
Well,
like 100% fine.
Of course we were.
Yeah, that would not have been the case.
So the answer is, even in conflict, I lead by staying calm and emotionally regulated.
That's so attractive.
To where I was like, I didn't feel 1 ounce of like anything.
Yeah. How dare you? You see what I'm doing for you? Like throw all this bullshit in my face. No,
just like that. She's having, this is her experience.
Yeah. And
if she was in my shoes, she would see it differently. And I'm not in her shoes, so let me try and see it from her perspective. Yeah. And it was no right or wrong. So the answer of that one is become emotionally regulated. The way I did that, fuck, dude, that was the toughest thing I've ever done. I don't even know how I did it. I've got some ideas, but Jesus,
let's create a framework around that. Then.
Well, yeah, I think it actually, if I was to lay a lot of credit on the table, it was probably Garrett Gunderson.
Oh. That experience you had with him?
Mm-hmm. He cracked me open there in a way that helped me see stuff I was trying to cover up in an effort to protect myself from when I was younger.
Yeah.
And all of this sounds like such psychobabble. I don't even like...
Well, if it's working, let's keep doing it.
I know, but I was raised to not believe in any of this bullshit. So it's like inner child work. What the fuck's wrong with your inner child? You're not an inner child anymore. Well, apparently...
Well, I look at your child and I'm like, you got a lot of work to do. I'm not lying.
Well, I know.
Okay, number 4.
All right, fair enough. Get on it, Chachi. Let's
what
go.
makes me feel most pursued by him is... Well, the last 2 days I felt very pursued by you.
You have been very pursued.
I want you. I need you to...
I'm fucking horny for you. I don't know what you got going on.
Can't get enough of you. You're amazing.
You're fucking yummy.
Thank you for this. Thank you for that. Yes. The texts have been amazing lately. Yeah. You should go way more often if that's how you come back.
So what was the answer? You just said you experienced it, but how do you know?
Oh, I guess when you show a lot of gratitude for just who I am. That's a good answer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would not have put that together. That would have been number 73 on the fucking top 100 answer.
Oh.
Wow.
Most pursuit. Yeah.
Interesting.
For just, me and me doing all the things.
Wow.
These questions are good.
Well, time out. This we got to unravel this.
Why?
Well, because you feel pursued when I'm expressing my gratitude to you. Mm-hmm. Meaning what?
Like you've been obsessed with me for just me being me, and like you just love everything about me. Your compliments have been like overflowing lately. What did you say? Like I see you. I see the things that you do and try, and then you say specifically what they are instead of just this broad compliment. It's like very specific. So I like that. Feel very seen.
But pursued.
And pursued. So
what is that? What does pursued mean to you? I need to know what that definition is.
Well, pursued, like I know, like pursued, like you want me, right? That's kind of like pursuing me. So, but those compliments make me want to open up to be pursued and to let things, unravel the way they have been.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like it. I thought with pursued, I only was thinking that in the sexual vein of it.
But that's like a man's way of thinking he pursues, right? I'm going to get her. I'm going to slap that ass and she's going to want it. Like, that's not how I feel pursued.
Yeah.
Like, I feel very seen, which is like pursuing me. And
but what's interesting, because I'm thinking when I send you my gratitude text and stuff like that, I don't know. I was, look, let's give an example this morning.
Yeah.
I'm watching my little dog lick my plate, which is so cute.
Yeah.
And I was like, I noticed her hair has been cut and she's all clean. And although she does eat some of my scraps and she gets treats like crazy for going potty outside when she's in the man cave and stuff.
Like I feed her.
But I was like, you feed her? And it just hit me like, damn, dude, I'm so grateful Jesse's so rad to our dog. So I do it with not expecting anything back. So it's actually for me not a way of pursuing you.
Yeah.
It's a way of me of just praising you and thanking you for being how cool you are.
Well, they say, the stupid saying, you want sex on Friday, it starts on Monday. Like, it continues on.
Shit, it didn't even cross my mind that was how you would perceive it. Look at
Well, it doesn't feel aggressively pursued. It just feels pursued, like you're just into me.
Yeah, when I thought the answer would have been this, when this beautiful man's cock starts peeking around the door,
So
that's when
like
you're
every
feeling
other
pursued.
day. No,
Yeah,
that's just like your needs situation. But like, you know, to feel
All right,
seen
so
and like pursued.
for those of you watching along at home, we're literally having two very different definitions of a word.
Well, man and women, we are very
See?
different.
Look
See?
at that. I love it. Well, number
Okay, go.
5, I make her feel seen by.
Oh yeah, that too.
I feel you seen by acknowledging.
Yeah, specifically like how you acknowledge. It's very specific.
Yeah, the more specific it are, the more it's more real.
Yeah,
It appears to be more real.
yeah, not just like, oh, you're so beautiful. It's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, 5. I crave his leadership most when we're out, like at events or at our events. I look to your leadership for that a lot, to follow you. I follow your lead more on that. Like, I don't need that at home. I don't need that with Jovi, or like, you know, me doing my own thing. But I think when we do like a lot of events or we're at events, I look to you for a lot of guidance. Yeah.
I'd say that's real.
Yeah.
Number 6, being the man she desires means I always am desirable.
Dateable, desirable, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that video you sent me the other day where the guy basically is like, if you want your wife to admire you, you have to be admirable.
Yeah.
I don't know why this was so lost on me for so many years, but hopefully just me saying how lost I was and how asleep I was might encourage any man listening to this to like just pause and consider and go, wait a second, time out.
Am I fuckable right now?
Based off of who she married.
Yeah.
Are you fatter or fitter? Are you richer? Are you poorer? Do you do more of what you say you're gonna do, or do you do less of what you say you're gonna do? Like, are you actually, if you were to truly measure up and just measure everything via metrics, are you really any better? And if you're worse, then
Stop pointing the finger, basically.
what would ever make you consider that you would have any right to complain? But I used to complain all the time.
I know it.
Like a son of a bitch. So being the man she desires means I always stay desirable.
Yeah. Number 6, when he holds frame, I naturally. Like, what do you mean holds frame? Like, that could be like what you were talking about with the clothes.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I hate it. Not gonna lie. Sometimes I love it because you are who you are, and if you're truly happy making that decision, then it makes me happy. But sometimes I'm like, those pants do not go though, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sometimes you have a hard time letting go of your wrong opinion, huh?
yeah. I don't try to control everything, do I? Never mind. Next.
Number 7, the best way to turn her on without touching her is say something really fucking smart because she loves brains.
Yeah, brains.
Best way to turn her on without touching her is, the truth is, it's being the guy.
A good conversation is good.
A good conversation.
Something to stimulate my brain.
A lot of guys really drop the ball on this and or feel like they don't know how to do this. We have modules inside of our program, as you know, about how to become a great conversationalist. But I'm thinking we might need to make a product that we like really take to the market in more of a just that particular way, because this seems to be something that guys have no idea how to do. But it's become kind of evident and obvious why. You have a guy that doesn't talk a lot and he gets married, so he doesn't have to up his conversational game at all. In fact, he almost gets worse. Most men get worse being conversationalists after they've landed the prize. And so a lot of guys are like, well, I can't get my wife to even open up and it's like, well, you're just a couple tips right off the bat. You're usually not talking about anything she's interested in. Or if you are, she can tell that you're just doing it to try and check a box. Like if you came to me and goes, so how was your jiu-jitsu? You did jiu-jitsu, right? and you were all like standoffish about it and just like weird about it, I'm like, yeah, it's great. But if you're like, hey, did you know anything new at jiu-jitsu today? Like, what happened? I'll be like, oh, you're not going to believe it. I actually got to a point where like it was the farthest I'd been without being fucking tapped. Like,
I love that you really want to answer that question, like for real. You're like, guess what really happened though?
So the energy is the difference.
You're like, that's the way to get you going right there.
Well, but the thing is the podcast listener said they haven't heard about a jiu-jitsu in a couple episodes.
You're
I
so
promised
right.
I promised I'd slip it back in. All right, go ahead. Next.
Okay,
I think
7. I respect him more when he. Yeah, I think it's what we're talking about. Is like you do you, no matter what, you know. But you know, obviously we live a life together. We talk about a lot of things that we want together and things that are acceptable and not for us. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, like what you're gonna wear, what you're gonna do, like you know.
Yeah, want to be me.
Yeah.
And I go through a lot of phases because they're fun.
Whoa, tell me about it.
Yeah, I'm everything, dude.
Sometimes you're an Indian.
Yeah, bro.
Sometimes you're a cowboy.
I mean, let's fucking dot, not a feather, bro. Come on, baby. Here we go. Number 8. Last one. Number 8. When I want to surprise her in bed, I... Surprise her? I don't know that I've...
Like a hotel.
When I want to surprise her in bed, I take her to a hotel room full of hookers. No.
Full of rose petals.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. I don't think this was about how do you set up the room for.
No, but that's like the spice, isn't it?
I guess. Okay. When I want to surprise her in bed, I
like what kind of surprise? Like slip a pinky in somewhere? Like what kind of surprise do you mean?
I don't know, dude.
Okay. Number 8 on mine. The sexiest thing he can do is. Yeah, I really like when you speak on stage, you know, because you're handling your shit. That shit's hot.
Okay.
Do you have one more?
I don't.
Okay, number 9. You don't? The way I keep things spicy is, that's a great question. Sometimes I'm good at it and sometimes I'm bad at it. You know, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta like spice it up. Well, when we went to Vegas, I got a little lingerie. That was fun. Anyways, did it get hot in here? What do you think?
I think we answered each other pretty well.
All right. Yeah.
I think we knew what each other's answers were. The last piece of all of this tied together, when a man doesn't have real friends that he meets with on a regular basis, he starts to lose his backbone. He starts to lose his ball sack. He starts to lose his spine. And you've had a bunch of dudes in the past that were like this, and that's end up why from what you've told me, why you end up leaving them.
It's part of the reason, definitely.
And it was just this. What does a woman feel like in that moment? And I have a really important question for you after you answer that.
What does it feel like? Well, it just feels like. You don't admire them anymore, and you're kind of bored, and you're just like, that's the guy I'm with, you know? Just kind of feels like that because they're not just who they were when you met them.
Could any of them have done in that situation to solve that particular part of the equation?
It's an interesting question because the first thing that comes to mind was just obviously it wasn't meant to be, so it was, you know. But so let's go back to the relationship you and I used to have. What you could have done is what you have done is, you started doing things for yourself, going to the gym, getting in shape, working hard in your business, but also then making friends and then keeping the friends and doing stuff with your friends and making the Ascend group is what you've done, right? So that to me is how our old relationship was, how you've gotten here.
But I'm thinking more, I don't know that I was ever... Even when you left me, it wasn't because I had lost my backbone per se. I think you'd probably think I was actually a dick.
Totally. But
so
you didn't have friends. You weren't the leader of no man's group. You didn't go out and do anything on your own. You didn't even want me to do anything on my own. You just were just kind of like this stuck in this weird I don't know, just work hard and come home and do nothing
I think
situation.
what it was is because a lot of my work back then was traveling with and seeing my buddies.
Yeah.
That I got a lot of that socialness out of me. So when I was home, I wanted to like chill, and you wanted
Yeah.
like, dude.
Well, it's like every 6 weeks. I'm like, and do nothing in between.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, but so if a guy, but I'm talking about, there's a lot of guys that have lost their backbone in their relationship.
Yeah.
And you've had guys that have lost their backbone in their relationship with you.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to me.
No, you just lost everything else.
Yeah, that wasn't I knew that part of the equation. Delusional as all get out, but I knew that part of the equation. But for you though.
Yeah, like
I
said.
What could any of those guys done to get the admiration and respect again? Because that's what there's a lot of these guys here listening.
It's like when you first meet someone and they have that like drive and motivation, then that's just gone. It's like an energy thing. It's like this will to like want to be better and to want to grow and not just be complacent and just stay home with me. And like you have this drive, this energy of like a young man. Like a young man feels that way, right? And then when you become with someone, it just feels like old and you've been married for a while. Nobody wants that feeling. They want the fun, excited for life. What's the next thing? What are we doing next? Feeling.
So they need to have been turned back on again for themselves and tap into an energy that says, I'm living my life. I'm going here. I'm doing this. It's almost like that saying we say about nobody wants to jump on a train to nowhere.
Yeah.
Nobody went to a train station to hang out at the train station. They want to, there's somewhere that they want to be going. It creates anticipation, all this great stuff.
Yeah, excitement in life.
Yeah, actually living life and staying vibrant and excited about it. Not like, oh, I'm just doing the fucking daily rut of anything is so lame. I hate it.
Yeah.
I don't believe we were created for that.
Yeah.
I believe we were created to create. So interesting. That's good shit. I like it. All right. Well, there you heard it from Jessie Joy herself. She ain't going to get with no scrub. And that's the way every woman feels. They don't want to be with the loner loser guy. But yet, traveling this last week and having been around a lot of dudes from different men's movements, and the same thing keeps coming up over and over and over. And they're like, dude, I feel like a lone fucking wolf, and I actually don't know how to build a friendship or friends with people that I really want. If this happens to be you, just hit me up in my DMs on IG or email us at support@keithyaki.com. And I put together something that I think would really, really be powerful and helpful for you. So just reach out and say, hey, yo, I'm looking to build a tribe. I'm looking to build a friend. I'm not talking about starting a men's move. I'm talking about how to get 2 or 3 or 4 really good friends that you respect, that respect you, that will hold you to your highest self. So hit us up with that. Jessie Joy, any closing comments on anything that you want to say? Nope. She's done. She's amazing. You guys are done. We're done. We're amazing. And as always, keep crushing it because that shit is contagious.